Hey guys, Molly here with Design Loves Detail, and today I'm going to be sharing home upgrades that really pay off, so stay tuned. Excited to have you guys here. Be sure to stay tuned till the end because the last one is my favorite part of this home and what I think really sets all homes apart. Here we have, right here in this hallway, I don't think I've shared this. This was kind of a detail that I love to bring into homes like this. This is the flip home that we just sold. And this was a tiny coat closet. I had something similar in my own home that I was able to upgrade and change out to this really beautiful, functional, feels very custom built-in shelving area. And sometimes you can even get these shelves pre-made. I had my cabinet company make these and they were actually pretty reasonable, and it totally gives the space more function and then a real aesthetic appeal. I think that, you know, with how hot floating shelves are, this is one of those things that can make the home feel really current, really updated, and it wasn't a big investment. So I definitely recommend going with, I would call them kind of luxury details. Just mix in a little something where it doesn't necessarily have to be a big expense, but it gives a home that, you know, not builder grade feel. We want to go away from that and kind of feel like this home was custom designed from the beginning and these little details were part of it. Definitely be thinking about ways that you can add value in these little simple details like this. And speaking of those luxurious details, this fireplace is another good example where we were able to really refine the look of this home by adding this focal point that feels high-end, luxurious, and gives the home that customized feel as well. Really for any home, whether you're living there, buying, selling, flipping, whatever, just fresh paint. It's not a big expense and it can just transform the look of a home. So this one, if you recall, this room had that crazy wallpaper border. It actually was a pretty neutral color, but the paint had gotten dingy over the years. And so freshening it up with this beautiful, this is one of my favorites, Benjamin Moore China White, that has that grayish undertone. So it's a neutral, but it doesn't have a yellow cast like a lot of creams do. Love it, and it totally made this space feel brand new, fresh, and that is probably my number one recommendation, even though I'm on number 2 right now. The top recommendation I have because it's such a small investment overall and really is what makes a huge impact. Also, the exterior of this home, if you guys remember, that was something else we painted and it had been just such a weird color. Making it a more current, neutral, just made it look like a whole different house. In fact, I should tell you this is kind of comical. There was a realtor who came through, actually I think a couple times, she had 2 different clients she showed, and she didn't know this was the same house. She actually referenced, there was another house in the area that sold for X price that's the same model, and it was actually this house. She literally couldn't recognize the house simply because of the exterior paint color being different. She thought it was a whole different home. Another simple fix that I often talk about is light fixtures. This is one that if you do nothing else in the home can still make a huge difference. Don't have to do anything else but switch out light fixtures and you can automatically bring the home up to date, give it a sense of upscale design, whatever it is, they can just make the space. So definitely, even if you just invest maybe a few $100s into updating some light fixtures when you go to list your home or when you've just moved in somewhere new, you will see how big of a change that makes. Also kind of be thinking about how the fixtures interact with each other. I had these 2 here in the family room and then I decided because of that I was gonna not do kitchen pendants, which was a little bit unique. I do love kitchen pendants, but we want to not go overboard with lighting, just kind of use it sparingly to make a big impact. And this dining room chandelier is another really great piece that tied in well. I kept the matte black, but it had a little bit different style so that each of these are their own thing, but they have a little bit of commonality in the finish and they just work really well together to give this whole space that high-end feel. All right, number 4 on my list is bathroom upgrades. You want the bathroom, especially the primary suite, to feel just so high-end. And this detail here with this glass, it's actually prefab, a good price, and looks custom. Sometimes you can even do this same thing in a bathroom that has a shower rod. Instead of the rod and the curtain, you can get a piece like this and use it there. In fact, I think this very one, there's some pictures in the reviews that show how people did that. And it literally makes the bathroom feel so new, so custom, and it's not a huge expense. So this was, I think, a really good move in terms of making the home feel modern and fresh. With minimal expense, and you have just that customized feel even though it's not. I also wanted to make sure that our bathtub had that beautiful modern look. I went with this one from the Home Depot that is more squared, so it keeps with the feel of our faucets and our shower glass. These little bit more modern edge details make such a difference and bring the whole space together. This cool faucet too, look at this. That is not that expensive and it looks so designer, so custom. It gives us that spa-like retreat feel, of course, that I was really shooting for with this, because we want to create that Zen atmosphere that makes our buyer just want to enjoy the surroundings. So definitely be thinking about your fixtures. You don't necessarily have to spend more, but keep a cohesive feel. In this case, like that modern, sleek, matte black, and a little more of a squared off design. It really gives this space that wow factor. This is the one, this is number 5, the big moment. I think custom cabinets are just game changing in any home. Sometimes they can be an investment, but a lot of times it's not as bad as you'd think. Just shop around. I usually get multiple cabinet bids. Of course, I have my faves, Prestige Woodworks, who did this kitchen for me. And I love the way that this kitchen just feels like it could be in like $1 million home. So we did, of course, this beautiful V-groove panel so that we have some texture in the island. We have the pull-out trash, so it just feels very functional. And then this is cool too. This is the for like your cooking, your baking sheets. Those go in this pull-out. These little details, I think, really just show how big the kitchen can be in terms of making an impact, making a buyer want to live here. And if you guys recall, when I did our mistakes video, I kind of talked about how we maybe spent a little more than we should have in the kitchen. It's one that could go on either side of the list, right? Like it can be kind of like, yeah, it decreased my bottom line, but it also sold the house. So that's a little bit complicated in there, but I really do feel like this kitchen, especially with the double islands and just the expanse and the storage that we added, where it's just beauty and function all in one. I really thought through every detail. It just feels like this is the heart of the home, as kitchens should be. So the countertops, of course, we did a little bit upgraded, but it's still a granite, the steel gray granite in the leathered finish. Definitely a favorite of mine. I used it in my own home. It is a good balance of being luxurious, but also reasonable because it is a granite. And then of course, even the details on these drawers on this side of the kitchen, I did a different trim around those, just kind of thinking through some of these things that aren't necessarily a lot more expensive, but how you place them and how you use them can really give that customized feel. I mean, just so much storage in this custom island, and it's huge. On this side, of course, the favorite, the giant cabinet. Again, definitely an investment, but it's just like that thing that makes you remember the house. If you're touring tons of homes, you know, how many of the homes that you visit, especially in like this price point, are gonna have this? Probably just this one. I'm just gonna go out on a limb because I feel pretty good about this. So those kinds of things that make your home memorable and set it apart. It's great for both, you know, if you are flipping and selling, or even if, you know, you're investing in your own home. Just finding those things that might be a little bit of a splurge, but totally are a game changer and a, you know, memorable detail that's both functional and aesthetically pleasing as well. So thank you guys for watching. Those are my tips for adding upgrades that make an impact and are worth the investment. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified of future videos. We've got another flip on the horizon, which is really exciting. We'd love to have you over on designlovesdetail.com to sign up for our newsletter, and check me out on Instagram at designlovesdetail. We have so much coming for you guys with our new build as well. I'm just really excited about this, and be sure to leave a comment on what you guys think, what upgrades you've added to your home that you're so glad you did, and I will see you next time.